Look, I get it. I understand that dating can be discouraging, especially when you've gone out with a whole series of guys that absolutely suck. And so today I want to share with you a story that I hope ignites the flame of inspiration in you and the confidence that you really can have the relationship that you want. A few nights ago, I had the privilege of having dinner with a client of mine who recently got engaged and meeting her fiance. And I had coached this woman, but I'd never really gotten to talk to her fiance and hear his side of the story. And it so inspired me that I wanted to share this with you. Now, Linda, my client, had gone 5 years online dating with dismal results. And I was so inspired by her mindset, she ended up signing up for a coaching program that I do called Manifest Your Man. And the reason Linda signed up for the program was really inspiring because she said, I noticed that I was doing the same thing and expecting different results. And then I realized, wait, that's the definition of insanity, is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So she said, I want to do something different. So she signed up for the Manifest Your Man program to end up doing some different strategies. And so I worked with her through this program and I saw everything she was doing, but I'd never gotten to hear Jim's side of the story. So at dinner, I asked Jim his side of the story. And Jim, this totally cool guy, smart, successful, told me about how he was in a 31-year marriage that ended suddenly. And it was one of the most painful things he had ever experienced. In fact, his parents both had passed away years before within weeks of each other. And he said this marriage ending was 100 times more painful than that. And so when the marriage ended, he decided to work on himself. And he read every book he could get his hands on. And he came from this perspective of, look, you know, a relationship has two sides of the street. So what is my side of the street in this? And how can I improve myself? And so he went to work on himself. And for 18 months, he developed himself and grew himself. And after 18 months, he said, okay, now I'm ready to maybe meet someone new. And so he wanted to meet someone in the traditional way, but his friends were saying, get online. And he said to himself, you know what? Maybe if my woman is willing to get online, maybe I should be willing to meet her there. So he got online onto an online site. Just so happened that that was the site that Linda was on. Linda implemented the strategies in Manifest Your Man, and the two of them met. And Jim was exactly the guy that she had been envisioning in the Manifest Your Man program. A guy who's emotionally open, who's mature, who's fun, who's smart, who's successful. In fact, on their first month anniversary, he brought her a dozen yellow roses and said, hey, it's the 30 days since we started dating. And she was like, oh my gosh, man, this is so different than all these other guys I've been dating. And so they ended up building this beautiful love story. And 18 months into their dating, not only did they fall in love, but Jim proposed. And at the dinner the other night, Linda whipped out the letter and said, this is the letter that he proposed. So he read that letter to her. And I was so moved that I asked if they would be willing to share this with you. So in a moment, I'm going to share this video with you. And I just want you to know the video is grainy. It's at night. The footage isn't great, but I want you to tune in to the emotion of this video. And I want you to watch this from the perspective that Jim, this isn't about Linda and Jim, but it's about you. Because Jim represents the kind of man who wants a relationship, who's successful, who's smart, who's funny, who's an amazing partner for someone. And right now, your partner is out there. He's walking around, he's living his life, and he's wondering where you are right now. And there will be a moment in time in which the two of you meet. And so let this proposal from Jim to Linda be a representation of your man meeting you and falling in love with you to spark that ignite of confidence and belief in the love for your own life. So watch this and I'll be right back. So tell me your name.
My name's Jim Shannon.
And what is your name, lovely lady?
Linda Keating.
And when did the two of you meet?
We met in October 2015.
And what do you have there in your hands, Jim?
I have my marriage proposal that I wrote for Linda and delivered in July of 2017.
So Jim, set this up for us and tell us where you proposed.
I proposed at the place where we had our first date back in 2015.
And what does that proposal say?
So it says, Linda, I remember the day when I first met you, that Friday in October 2015. We agreed to meet at Burton's Grill, or as we now call it, the scene of the crime, in Burlington, and I was running behind for our date. I was driving like a madman down Route 3. Of course, nothing has changed. To be able to get there on time. When I got to the restaurant, you were already in line at reception. When I called your name, you turned and smiled at me. What I saw were those beautiful green eyes and a lovely smile. I knew that it was going to be a wonderful night. We sat there for hours talking about nothing and everything. My other first dates, well, they seemed like job interviews, but with you it was different. I felt at ease and very connected to you as we shared common interests and values. I knew very little about wine and had never paid quite as much for the bottle of wine that we sipped on that evening. Thankfully, you being the owner file took all the pressure off me. Then there was that awkward end of the night moment when I asked if I could give you a hug. We exchanged phone numbers and both agreed to meet up again. As time went by, we continued to grow close and enjoyed the time we were able to spend together. We've traveled many places: New York City, Grand Cayman Island, California, Turks and Caicos, and most recently Bermuda. You are an expert at applying sunblock to make sure I don't get sunburned, and I am an expert at helping you find your cell phone the dozens of times each day that you seem to misplace it. We've walked beaches, we've climbed mountains, we've swam and snorkeled in the ocean, and we've walked through vineyards. I've come to appreciate the very important part that you play in my life and how lucky I am to be with you. I've told you how you bring out the best in me and to help me fully transition to Jim 2.0. You've taught me not to sweat the small stuff, to laugh off things that used to stress me out, and the importance of keeping my eyebrows and ear hair under control. We share a love of playing golf, and you put up with my persistence in trying to find that ball that must be just somehow in the rough when it's actually deep in the woods and it's probably been eaten by a bear. You laugh at my attempts at humor, even the corny jokes that I've told over and over. We share the love of good food and wine, helping those less fortunate and paying it forward whenever we can. Our faith has helped us navigate the storms in life, and I believe that our meeting at this point in our lives is divinely inspired. I so admire your persistence in making the second chance at love so perfect, and your kind-heartedness and caring that you've shown to me. So now here we are tonight, back at the place where it all began. You've come into my life and made things so perfect. You are my love and my best friend. We've been walking the road together, and I have been privileged to have you by my side. You are the one that I want to hold hands with each day, provide that back rub or head scratch at night, and to share that first kiss in the morning. You are the one that I want to cook with, travel with, and share the adventures that lie ahead of us. These are just a few of the reasons that I'm hoping that you'll spend the rest of your life with me. So Linda, will you? Will you grace me with your smile, your tenderness, your love? Will you marry me?
Aww.
And she said yes.
That is powerful. I hope that it moved you the same way that it moved me. And again, that is a demonstration that your man is out there. He's looking for you right now. And the key to this is that if you want different results, you have to be willing to do something different in your life. Everything you've always wanted is on the outside of that comfort zone. You've got to be willing to stretch yourself, which is exactly what Linda did. Now I'm going to link up, because people always ask me, well, what was the course that Linda took? So I'm going to link up the course that Linda took, Manifest Your Man, here in the video and in the description below. If you're interested in learning about that course, it's phenomenal and will absolutely change your life. Go ahead and click that link in the video or in the description, and you can learn all about Manifest Your Man and how it can serve you. And the key here is to ignite the believing in yourself that yes, your man is out there, and to be willing to hold yourself open and to make a decision for something new in your life. So my question for you is, if you were to make a new decision this day for your life, to do something different, what's something different that you could do to expand the possibility of you attracting the relationship that you want? Post that in the comments below. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, take a moment to click the little red button and the bell so that you get the alerts when these videos come out, because every single week we send you videos to ignite your inspiration and your believing and give you strategies to increase the love in your life. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.